The Velvet Devil. Oh, I love that intro song. I love the intro song. It's Friday. It's Friday. I can't sing. I'm not a very good singer. It's okay. Let's turn that back up and then off. All right, Friday. Welcome, North American Talk Radio. I was due for a video. You'll see on the left side of your screen. Yes, there's a QR code and an image. Very excited. We have partnered with Binge, the TV and movie outlet, for way less than what some of these places are charging. I mean, the streaming costs have completely gone berserk. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry, I have a little bit of the Velvet Devil. It's Friday, red wine. It's pretty good stuff. I'm just going to say that. But we've partnered with Binge. Please, the QR code or natalkradio.us/BINGE. Help us out. I sound like I'm begging, but listen, we have a full-scale article section now, world news, politics, sports, you name it. And we have a passion for this. You can go to the sites where rich people own them. I do it too. We're not rich doing this, but we have a passion for it. So we're just asking you, check in once in a while at our website, natalkradio.us. Check in once in a while at our YouTube. We're doing organic stuff. 2 weeks ago, I took the Mini Cooper to the racetrack. We're working on some documentaries. Yeah, that's all I'm asking. Pop in once in a while. Scan the QR code. If you're looking for a different streaming service that's far less money, go to natalkradio.us/binge. There you go. And it helps us out a little bit. Now, it is a Friday. I do these shorts. This isn't going to be a long video. I hope I don't get red flagged by YouTube. Dildo-gate is back. Dildo-gate. I said that right. Dildo-gate is back. But before we get into that, I got to switch to the off camera here. I'm in the top right-hand corner. This is Matt Calkins from the Seattle Times. He's a columnist. Okay? He quit on the spot after 11 years. After 11 years of working for the Seattle Times. Why did he quit? Well, they kept squashing stories that he wanted to do, more recently and more specifically regarding the WNBA and this whole controversy about trans athletes and can men play in the league or not. Let's get to the bottom of it. And apparently, I'm reading his Substack. So toward the end of last month, he said, before the Seattle Storm hosted the Indiana Fever, he had spoke to people attending a rally in support of Sophie Cunningham, which last time I did a video, I talked about. Sophie said in a press conference she doesn't think men should be playing in the league. Now she's getting all this hate. This guy's saying that the Fever Guard had recently taken a stance against biological males competing in women's and girls' sports, and a few dozen folks showed up to express their gratitude of her position. One of them was a 16-year-old who had lost to a biological male in a track and field race in 8th grade and was holding a sign that said, "Thank you, Sophie, for speaking up for girls." So he wasn't sure if he's going to write something about it or not, but he decided he was going to. He sent a draft to his editor July 31st, said no rush. It went through several editors, several chains of command, and then they said, let's see. Thursday afternoon, my editor informed me that it wasn't going to run because I didn't tell him I was doing this in advance. I didn't buy this reasoning. If that were the case, the piece would have been killed on the spot, not passed through hands of multiple editors over 7 days. Correct. So his response was to resign on the spot after 11 years. Gave it up. Now, Other pieces that they did the same thing to when it comes to Mr. Calkins. He was questioning one of his pieces. He was questioning whether players for the U.S. women's soccer team were really the victims of discrimination in their equal pay lawsuit. I've talked about this on the air before. They were actually getting a bigger cut of revenue than the men. And that's not what we heard in the news. We heard that the men are getting paid more. Well, the women were actually getting a bigger cut of the revenue than the men. It's just that they had far less revenue. Hence why, like, the NBA subsidizes the WNBA, right? They weren't doing that in soccer, but that's why. Another was a more general column on cancel culture and sports. And another one he was going to write was shortly after George Floyd's death. It employed people to listen to state champion basketball coach Mike Bethea, a black man urging the public not to stereotype cops. The common theme, he said, is all these challenged prevailing newsroom narratives and likely would have triggered the outrage mob. That's what I want to talk about. So he's had 3 or 4 pieces now. And, as much as our president, I know he's a child in a lot of aspects. Oh, fake news. There's some truth to that. There's some truth to the fake news. They stifle things they don't want to hear, right? They push narratives that when somebody applies some kind of logic or reasoning or, an alternative view, hopefully my fan's not loud. Turn my light on. Geez, they stifle it. Now, I don't know if you know this, young people, but the sign of high intelligence and mental strength is to be able to listen to other points of view. That's the problem I have in all these culture wars we have going on right now. I'm not going to take my stance here on North American Talk Radio on this show. I have other shows I do. I have friends that will do a show together, and I'll take my stances. All I'm saying is, if you're in a position of power, whether it's media or a politician, and you come up with this idea and you refuse to hear other points of view that may go against your idea or may go against your belief system, and you refuse to listen to them, I'll bring him back up. Sorry. And you refuse to listen to the competing points of view. I'm just saying, psychologically speaking, I won't go scientific because none of you are scientific anymore. You claim you're the party of science. Psychologically speaking, this has been known for hundreds of years. A sign of high intelligence and mental strength is being able to hear other points of view. And all I see right now in our culture is people going, la, 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 la. La 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 la. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to cancel you. Or we're not going to run your story. Blah 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 blah. Maybe your ideas are stupid. And Mr. Calkins just wanted to write the other side of the coin because the WNBA is a complete crap show right now. It's my next topic, Dildo-gate. They're a complete crap show. They're creating problems that didn't have to exist. These problems did not have to exist. Just define your rules. They don't even know their own rules. What are your rules? What do you mean when you say trans athletes can play in the WNBA? Because now that we have 2, and there's a third in France that said she wants to play in the WNBA. And I would say of the 3, the one in France is a true trans. And I don't mean to disparage Enos Cantor or Royce White, but we know what they're doing. But within the confines of all this craziness, they're actually technically what we've been told a trans person is. Somebody that identifies as a woman. They've both gone all in on that thought. But if we're going to go to what we have pictured a trans athlete to be, the player in France is a true trans athlete, and the WNBA won't sign that person either. So why is that? So what are your rules in the WNBA? And This journalist is just trying to show the other side of the fan base, not the agitators, not people who are just trying to stir up trouble. It's actual parts of the fan base because they've been wearing XXXY shirts, getting kicked out or asked to change their shirt, which is absurd. Absolutely absurd that the WNBA is going to have security ask women and girls to change their shirt because it upsets them because it's saying for the girls. What? And this columnist, this journalist was just trying to show the side of the story of those fans who feel like the WNBA is pushing them out. And the Seattle Times said, no, you can't run it. That's a sign of low intelligence. If you're unwilling to hear competing views or other views or altered views that kind of go along with what you believe but a little different, that's a sign of low intelligence. And that's where we're at in America. And you could say the same for the right. You could say the same for the right, the left. We've come to the point where people say, well, this is what I believe, and I refuse to listen to you. That's low intelligence. Absolute low intelligence. Speaking of low intelligence, Dildo-gate is back. I got to turn the volume off. Dildo-gate is back. We'll go back there. Let me pull that up. Can we get the slow? Oh, you could kind of see it there. Let's see if we could find it. Right there. Oh boy. I don't know if I could point it out on my screen. So if you remember last year, we had this problem. We had this problem last year, and it turned out it may be some kind of crypto coin that was being created that kind of, and this one's green too, like last year. I think this is because of the trans issue. So again, the WNBA, they had this special meeting where they tried to define their own rules. It's your rules, and they can't even define them, let alone define what a woman is. This mess is going berserk. They're asking mothers with their daughters in the crowd with XXXY shirts, says for the girls in the back, to change their shirts. And the dildos have resurfaced. I don't have sound bites for the laughter, but the dildos are back. The dildos are back. And you know what? I think the WNBA, maybe they welcome this. There's surely at least 50-50 to blame on this. Now, I don't advocate for this. I wouldn't. First of all, how did they sneak the dildo in? Did they get through security? Do you know one of the security guards? Like, hey, bro, I'm coming to the arena Saturday. I'm going to bring a dildo. You got to let me in. What? Yeah, bro. Come on. It'll be funny. Third quarter, somebody's shooting a foul shot. I'm going to throw the dildo onto the court. I don't know if I can let you in. Come on, bro. How much? I'll throw you a 10 spot. Come on, let me in with the dildo. How do you get a dildo into a WNBA arena when they had a problem last year? But then again, they don't even know their own rules. They're checking for shirts, not dildos. I still want to know how this guy, because we got video of him, how did this guy get that dildo in there? Let's see if it's on a loop. Yeah. Who knows? It's a question for another day. Lastly, but surely not leastly, raccoons. Raccoons in a baseball stadium. This is a little creepy. I think it was. I'm bringing it up. It's totally weird, by the way. I mean, the raccoon's having a feast. Good for him. Yeah, Mets game, New York. I mean, New York's known for some legendary rats. It's kind of creepy to see the hand reach up there. It's nice of the fan to give the raccoon a hot dog. I think we saw that part. Do we see the hot dog part? No, he's grabbing the peanuts there. Shoot, there's one where I saw they finally put a hot dog down for the raccoon. I don't know. Is that creepy or cute? I want to hear in the comments. Creepy or cute? Who knows? So, there we go. We got journalist. I'm going to fix my camera. Journalists quitting on the spot because they're not allowed to report on anything that goes against the left's culture and cultural thinking. We got dildos on the court again. Here we go again. And we got raccoons sticking their hands up in little holes, eating free peanuts and hot dogs at a Mets game. That's all I got for you. Some kind of devil juice or whatever this is called. Red wine. Happy Friday. Check out natalkradio.us. We got a full article section now. World news, politics, sports. And check out Binge, natalkradio.us/binge, BINGE, for TVs and movies for far less than what people are charging nowadays. Other than that, I'm out. El Jefe. I'll be back soon. Peace.